Monday Night Football back for Week 12 as T.J. Watt and the Steelers take on Jeff Saturday's Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. 8 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the ESPN app. Monday Night Countdown kicks off our coverage at 6 Eastern. Time for some smart lineup decisions informed by IBM Watson. And Justin Jefferson could be due for a bounce-back game when he faces the Patriots on Thanksgiving night. Jefferson projected to score as many as 32.6 fantasy points, and he's had at least 30 fantasy points in 4 games this season, tied with Patrick Mahomes for the most by any player. Pretty sure bet there. So, Marcus, of course, Jefferson's coming off a game where he finished with just 3 catches and his offense put up 3 total points against your Cowboys. So what needs to change for the Vikings offense Thursday against the Patriots?
Y'all, I know we all married in here. Y'all significant other, y'all ever tell them the right exact thing to do and they do the opposite?
Yeah.
And because you keeping the peace in the house, that you just be quiet and kind of put your head down and walk
Usually
away.
it's my husband who's telling me the thing to do that I don't do. So
I'm not getting into this.
Yeah, what the hell? What the hell is Kevin O'Connell doing, y'all? What is he doing? Did he not watch the Green Bay Packers game with us against the Dallas Cowboys? What in the world would possibly make you drop back this much against a defense the last time you saw him gave up 207 yards rushing? And I don't care if you wasn't gashing them and hitting home run balls. You got to test this more, especially when you get drubbed to the tune of 40-3. I was very upset. Okay, and I know Justin Jefferson is out there and Hawkinson and all of those matchups, all of those pretty matchups that you see. But it's like jewelry when you at the store. They got these specific lights that shine down on them.
This is actually very true. This is very true.
That's what O'Connell found out. He was dull. It was dull. It was not the diamonds that he saw in that little thing in that glass enclosure in the jewelry store. When he got outside, they was dull because the sun wasn't shining and it was raining, and you figure out that they ain't real. Man, it drove me crazy, bro. We done told all these damn teams to run the football. That is what's happening in the league now. Every one of them that's doing it is having success. And O'Connor decide, oh no, you know what? Don't worry about Micah Parsons. He ain't gonna get to the quarterback because he didn't last week. Go ahead, y'all.
Why are you so mad? I think first off, the thing that we have to say about last week is you have to give credit to Dan Quinn for doing things differently than he did against Green Bay. And you also have to say thank you, if you're Dan Quinn, to Kevin O'Connell, because this was a team that didn't focus on the run. And when they got behind, they didn't think about what the Green Bay Packers did when they were down 14, which was run the ball on the first snap of every series after that. When you look at this, we were hesitant to say that Minnesota was one of those teams, that we felt that at 7-1, the Minnesota Vikings were actual contenders. And then what happened? Even though they were down 27-10, they come back in the second half of Buffalo, and we felt forced to. And we just found reasons, well, they're winning close games, and they weren't winning close games before. And Kirk Cousins now is a guy that we can depend on because we saw him do it in Buffalo. And also, look at what Justin Jefferson does, even if he's double covered. And we saw all that, but still now we watch this. You get drummed by the Dallas Cowboys. You're drummed by the Philadelphia Eagles, 2 teams with elite corners that understand how to rush the passer. They have to figure out this week what they're going to do against the New England Patriots. This is the most important game of the season for Kirk Cousins, for this Minnesota offense, and for this team as a whole. If they do not win, they are in trouble. And Dan's going to be like, if they focus on it the right way, then I believe that Kirk Cousins has done everything he needs to do to ascend to the next tier. Well, we're going to figure out this week against Bill Belichick in New England.
I'm actually not worried about the Vikings.
I don't really sound like that, do I?
Sometimes.
That is you, Dan.
Did you say drummed?
Drum.
Yeah.
Drum,
we're going to do
whatever.
the rest of the show in that voice, just like it's Dan Orlovsky. Dan, let's get into Mac Jones here in the Pats offense. They got a win on Sunday, but they didn't score an offensive touchdown. So why did they continue to struggle?
Well, if the Patriots go into this game and think that they can play shotgun football, this game is going to be a blowout in favor of the Minnesota Vikings. They cannot pass protect when they go in the gun.
Now we just sound
who else knows? Their quarterback. When you're in the gun and you're a quarterback, you don't really want to get, when it comes to your drop, deeper than 9 yards. Everyone pay attention to this. This ball is going to get snapped from the 22, 23-yard line. Watch how deep Matt gets in his drop. He's at like the 31 and a half. That's 10 yards. That stresses the tackle just so much more. There's an inside pocket for him to climb to, but since he's so deep, it cuts off that angle. Marcus knows this, where that defensive end can get to. Look at the percentage of dropbacks that they live in. This is the second highest NFL sack rate when it comes to playing in the gun. New England, I've been telling y'all for 2.5 months, get out of the friggin' shotgun. That's not who you are. You cannot protect in the pass game in the shotgun. If you think you're going to do that against Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith, I'll tell America right now, you're going to get blown out of the building, and those two players will be player of the game. It's that simple.
All right, so 3 Thanksgiving Day games coming our way. We're going to build out a DraftKings same-game parlay, combining bets from each of them. So pay attention here, people. Dan, let's start with New England.
Mina, you lost me money last night.
19.5 points for the Patriots on Thursday.
I'm going to say over. New England actually moved the ball relatively well versus a very good and better Jets defense this past weekend. Just stalled in the red zone a little bit in penalties. If they don't do that, I think they score over 20.
Buffalo and Detroit get the action going at 12:30 Eastern on Thursday. Over under 53.5 total points scored in this one.
So while Detroit's defense has been playing better, I'm going to say over. We know Buffalo's explosive. Detroit is just as, certainly in their run game. I'm going to say over.
Couple 7-3 teams in the NFC East, and the Cowboys and the Giants on the field. Who wins this one?
The Cowboys.
Okay, there you go. That was all we needed. Okay, up next, you don't want to miss this one, okay? Speaking of the Cowboys, it's Touchscreen Tuesday with
Let's go, RC!
They're going to show us why the Chiefs and the Cowboys
who going?
looking like the lead contenders to play in Arizona. They're going to be in the Super Bowl.
In Arizona.
Stay tuned.
Arizona.
Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And this week, new customers can bet $5 and win $150 in free bets if your team's moneyline bet wins. Download the app and use code NFL Live when you sign up.